Guys, welcome to the I Know Right podcast. How are you all feeling? Oh, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for watching the videos. I am excited for this roller coaster that we are on. So today, I just want to pose a question to you guys. Are we safe on these streets? Are we safe on the Kampala streets? Guys, let me tell you a story. I am your host, The Maybelline, and welcome. So, I was at the salon, yeah, and someone was talking about how they were robbed, and this story resonated with me because I've been robbed as well. But on the streets, guys, this is what happened. This lady was talking about how she was leaving work in the evening. Actually, this is in the middle of the city in Kampala, yeah. And she was leaving work, and she was just going to find like a taxi back home. And guess what happened? This guy comes out of the blue and grabs her phone and runs off. So when he ran off, she at least got a picture of what he was wearing. So she went to the police and told them, guys, I've been robbed by this person. They're like, that one, we won't be able to catch him. She's like, what do you mean you won't be able to catch him? So what she did, she called someone that she knew that kind of had an idea about such thieves in the city. So she called the guy and he's like, I've been robbed by a guy who was wearing this and this. Then that guy, I think he's also a robber or something, said, that is this guy. So let's give him a name. Let's say Mr. X. That is Mr. X. But yeah. Just tell the police Mr. X robbed me. So she goes back to the police and tells the police, guys, Mr. X robbed me. Let's go look for him. Now, you see, she didn't really know the facial features of this guy, but at least she had a name. So she pleaded with the police to help her. Guys, in Uganda here, you pay the police to go and look for a thief. So they went and looked for the guy, and then they got him. Now they told him, what did you steal this lady's phone? And she kept saying, no, I did not steal it. Then chick is like, yes, you stole it, and this is the type of phone that you stole. Guy is like, which phone? Which phone? Then the guy was like, oh yeah, I think I know that one. Guy admitted to stealing it. Now they were asking him, where is it? He's like, well, I sold it to this guy. And you know what he said? Man, I sold it to this guy at the shop. He even gave me little money. Can you imagine? Guys, this is happening in Kampala, right in the middle of the city. Man. So we're like, go get him. So they go and they apprehended the other guy that bought the phone. And then this chick is like, you know what? Let's keep this guy behind bars. The police is like, even if you keep him behind bars, he won't give you the money that you want. You see, they even wanted to let him go. Man, so where do you get help? If the police itself, you have to pay it off to help you catch a thief, and you have to keep paying it to keep the thief behind bars. Are we even safe on the streets? Guys, there's also another story. You know, these things have been really going on in the city, and not many people talk about them, but I know we all have experiences of them. You guys are going to comment in the section and tell me your story of when you are robbed in broad daylight. So this lady, mostly girl, okay, so she comes up to me and tells me, you know, she was trying to replace her debit card, ATM debit card. So she was telling me, you know, I got robbed. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, just a couple of hours ago at 12 p.m. I'm like, what do you mean? What happened? She's like, I was walking with a friend on the streets of Mbuya, that side. So you see, they have like a lot of it's like a gated community. And she was walking and with this friend, and then two guys came from the opposite direction. They were talking, and you know, they were like going to pass by them. And then one of the guy comes to the friends, the guy, she was working with another guy. So one of these other thieves came and started, you know, fighting with this guy to give him the phone. They fought, and now this other guy, Bambi, tried to hold on to his phone. So, of course, he got punched and stuff. Now, for her, when they got to her, she just gave up her phone. But her friend really fought and stayed with his phone. And they kept screaming for help. No one was coming out of the gated gets to come and help. Like, the place looked not isolated, guys. It wasn't. And that place is close to a barracks, but those thieves were very confident in broad daylight at 12 p.m. stealing from people. Even if you are walking in a group, they'll come and approach you and steal from you. Now, another outrageous story that has actually, this is an incident that has been happening. When people go to the bank to withdraw money, when they walk out, there are thieves following them. This, I think he's Egyptian. He told me, this Egyptian guy, he went to the bank, withdrew money, but they usually follow you. So when you get on a border, sometimes, okay, you order for a safe border because you don't want some other random border guy, he might steal from you. So you get a safe border. Kumbe, there's like a gang of borders that are following you. So they came and punched him. You see, there was like a junction. They come, when they find you like in a junction, they surround you, and then they punch you and take away what you have. Guys, it's no longer safe. So this was even caught on camera. But even if it's caught on camera, those guys are not even apprehended. Are we even safe, guys? Like, what is happening? People have lost their humanity. They still in broad daylight. It happens to anyone, actually, guys. Even for me, it has happened to me. Okay, for me, it wasn't really like broad daylight. It was at around 8:30. I was coming from I was at university. I was coming from a group discussion at around 8:30. We had tests the following day, like that whole week. So I walked back to my hostel, and a friend of mine had called me. He wanted me to lend them some money. So I'm like, you know what, give me 5 minutes. I'll be there in like 3 minutes. So these guys got to see the kind of phone I had. And so they were like at a shop. So they followed me. I wanted to cross over to the other side, but there was like a trailer parked. I'm like, you know what, I'll cross at the next junction. So these guys come from behind me and just hit me, guys. They hit me. I fell down. They pulled the bag from me and ran off with it. I screamed. People came to me. But guys, this is a road, like a main road. Cars are passing. These guys were unashamed to do what they did to me. And they stole. Guys, it was terrible. They broke my jaw. I couldn't eat for days. I had to go do an x-ray. And my left condyle bone was broken. The ball and socket was broken, so I could not chew. I had to have surgery. Guys, it was terrible. It really, really affected me. I even have a scar to show for it. I almost did not do my final exams at university. I almost failed to graduate, but by the grace of God, I was able to graduate. You see, for anyone that has faced something like this is, some of them, yes, sometimes they just take the property, yeah, and when they approach you and they want your property, just let them take it. And sometimes it's a life. Mine was spared by the grace of God. But it's not a good experience, you know. You lose property. Sometimes people's phones have like all this data that they use for work, or let's say a laptop. You see, like on, for example, like in traffic jam, they come and open your cars and like steal your laptop. So when you're driving through traffic, make sure your doors are closed. You lose work stuff. Like, sometimes you lose a life. I almost lost mine. If I had gotten like a brain injury, I would have lost my life. I almost lost my degree. Like, it really impacts lives, guys. So if you know anyone that is doing this, tell them, guys, you are destroying a life. You are negatively impacting families. People are losing property. It really is not a nice experience. And this is a call to the security forces in this nation. Can you please be vigilant? Can you please be vigilant and protect your people? Because the work of the police is to serve and protect. We do not feel safe on the streets anymore. You can't even walk in broad daylight and not expect that your bag will be stolen. See, in the heart of Kampala, you cannot carry a backpack on your back because someone will, as you're walking, they will open it and start taking we are no longer safe. Like, where should we look for protection if it's not from the police? Yeah, the police should be able to protect us. We need to be protected from these thieves. I mean, if we cannot feel safe in our own country, where else can we feel safe from? Yeah, how are we supposed to protect ourselves? I think also another tip, a tip for Ugandans or other people to protect themselves would be vigilant, do not move at night. Let's say if you're leaving a place late in the night, let's say like last night I was coming from somewhere at around 12 in the night, order an Uber. Yeah, don't take a random boda, because these days, even when you take a boda, they'll take you to like a dark corner where you meet a gang of thieves, and then they'll beat you up and take your property. So be vigilant if possible. If it's not like an emergency, do not move at night. Also move in groups. Also for ladies, let's carry something to protect ourselves, something, I don't know, pepper spray, something, and just something to protect yourself. And for anyone out there, please be vigilant, because it looks like the law enforcers are not doing a good job. So we kind of have to take this upon ourselves to protect ourselves. So I know, right? I mean, your safety is your priority and it's your responsibility. Take it upon yourself to protect yourself. I know, right? Thank you guys for joining me on today's episode. We just want to be security cautious, and drop your comments in the comment section. Tell me about your experience. Also, like and comment, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for joining me today on the I Know Right podcast. I am Dima Evelyn and I love you. Mwah.